it's me, Sarah, at the IMAG. I look a little different today. Yeah, so we're here back again with doing STEM at home, and today we are going to be learning about Newton's laws, and we're going to be making catapults. So yes, kids, you get to annoy your parents and launch things all over the house. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Just to make things a little bit easier. But yes, so we're going to be making catapults with things that you have around the house and learning about Newton's laws. So first of all, let's just talk about Newton's laws really fast. So there's 3 laws of motion, and these laws are going to explain why our catapults work today. So the first law is called the law of inertia, and inertia, it's kind of a funny word. Here's what this means. It means an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion unless a force acts upon it. So that just means this cup is not going to move by itself. I have to apply a force to move it, okay? It's not going to stay in motion forever because we have gravity acting on it. So that's going to be the law of inertia. If you think about it this way, if you've ever been in the car with mom or dad and they've had to slam the brakes on the car and your seatbelt locks up on you, that's because they had to put the brakes on the car, but nobody put the brakes on your body, and that's why you have a seatbelt. So then we have our second law, and so for this one, this is going to be an equation. It's force equals mass times acceleration. And so what that means is we have to determine how much force do we have to apply to make something move, and it's going to depend on its mass, okay? So you can have, say, a baseball, and if you hit it gently, it'll move, but if you hit it harder, it's going to go further and faster. Or if you look at it this way, if you have a baseball and a bowling ball, it's going to be easier to move that baseball because there's less mass. So again, you're going to have force equals mass times acceleration, and then you have your third law, and that's going to be action and reaction. And for that one, it states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So with that one, if you think in terms of rockets, when you see a rocket launch and they're facing up, but you see all that fire coming out of the bottom, and that's because they're burning fuel, pushing down, and that's going to push that rocket up and put it out into space. So we've got these 3 laws of motion, and the cool thing is we can demonstrate them by making catapults. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to make some catapults with stuff you have around your house. So what you're going to need is popsicle sticks. I actually use the really big craft ones. You can actually make this work even if you just use the little skinny popsicle sticks. But for our first catapult, you're actually going to need 9 popsicle sticks. And so this is the catapult we're going to be building. Super simple. And I'm going to show you how to build this. As always, we will post the directions at the imag.org, so you'll be able to find the directions on how to do this. But I'm going to show you how to build this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take 7 of your popsicle sticks, and you need, for this one, I think I'm going to be using 6 rubber bands. And so I'm going to twist my rubber band all the way around one end, and then I'm going to take another rubber band, and I'm going to twist it all the way around my stack of popsicle sticks. Now, for the parents, if you're trying to extend this activity and make it last a little bit longer before we start launching stuff, I usually let my students actually use Sharpies to decorate it, put their name on it. That way, if you have multiple kids in your house, everybody's catapult doesn't look the same, and we can tell whose is whose. But I'm just going to leave mine plain for right now. So I've got my stack. Then I'm going to take the other 2 popsicle sticks, and I'm going to go ahead and just wrap a rubber band around one end. I'm just going to keep twisting and wrapping. All right, so this one's just 2. I've got my stack of 7. I'm going to take this one, and you want to push it across, right across the middle like this, okay? And then what you're going to do is we want to go ahead and actually attach it. So this is actually going to be the hardest part, and a lot of times if you have younger kids, this is where they're going to need help. It's a twisting and turning, and I'm putting it over or breaking it. So I'm pushing over, let's try that again, and I'm twisting it, and I'm trying to keep my catapult in place on here. And so you want to do it both directions. So again, we're just trying to get everything to get held in place. So we're putting our rubber bands across our catapult. And then the last step is you need a spoon. I'm just going to use a plastic spoon. And all you need to do for this one is, again, use your rubber band. And it's a lot of twisting. We're going to twist this over and just keep twisting and keep twisting. And then we will be done, and we will have our catapult, okay? So we've got our catapult here. Now, as far as using our catapult, your ammo is your choice. For parents, I'm going to suggest you use something soft. So I'm not suggesting things like marbles or anything like that. Often we use marshmallows. I will say when you use these become what I call science marshmallows. That means they are not for eating because other people's hands have been on them. They're on the floor, they're all over the place. So these are not for eating. So if you don't want to do marshmallows, I use pom-poms, or you can even use crumpled up paper. You want things that are soft because things are going to be launching around your house. You can definitely say this is an outdoor activity if you want, but otherwise, just be prepared. When you go to launch, I suggest that you put one finger on the bottom and use your other finger on the tip of the spoon, and then you want to launch. So you're going to put it in here, and you're going to launch. And it's actually a lot of fun if you have a lot of people playing all at once. There's fun things you can do with this to change it up and make it more of an experiment. You can see if it makes a difference with how many popsicle sticks you use here, if you use less, if you use more, the different types of stuff you use, how far back you pull. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this for this experiment. Now, if I want to connect it back to my laws of motion, if I go here, law of inertia, if I put my pom-pom on here, it's not going to move by itself. I have to actually pull back on the catapult and release. I'm applying a force to make it move. The pom-pom doesn't go forever because gravity's pushing down on it. Second law, force equals mass times acceleration. This pom-pom does not have a lot of mass. It's not super heavy. I don't have to apply a lot of force to make it move. But the more force I apply, the higher and further it will go. Third law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So that's why I'm pulling back. And then I'm releasing because that's that action reaction. So that's going to be that one. So this one, I've actually built this one. It's got a popsicle stick and I've used a staple remover. And then I've attached my spoon up here. It's the same concept. So it's going to do the same thing. And so this is just another version that you can make. And now here's another one that's really easy to make. These are called Marshmallow Poppers. Again, if you don't want marshmallows all over your house, you can absolutely do crumpled paper, or you can do pom-poms or something like that. Again, you want something soft, all right? And so if I put my marshmallow in here, 3D right in the camera. Oh, the first one was better. But yeah, you're gonna drop your marshmallow in. And so for this one, my camera person's not very happy with me right now. So these are really easy to make. So for this one, I used a cup, a balloon, and then I also used tape to secure it in place. I put out different kinds of cups to show you. It doesn't matter what kind of cups you have at your house. So, and this is actually a good way to make this as a bigger experiment, is if you make this and then try it out with different kinds of cups, that can make that experiment last longer. Again, if you've got multiple kids in your house, get out the Sharpies, let them draw on the cup so that everybody's cup looks different, because you don't want everybody getting upset that they think someone's got their catapult. So as far as trying to make this, you're going to need your scissors. The adult, you might want to make the first punch into the cup, because you have to get through the cup, and you want to actually just cut the bottom of the cup off. So we've got the bottom of the cup. For the balloon, we are going to take our balloon, and I'm just going to cut the tip of the balloon off. So I cut the tip off up there, and then I'm going to take the other end, and I'm just going to tie that end closed. So now we've got our balloon tied closed. And I'm going to move these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And then you're going to take this, and I'm just opening up my balloon. So you're going to open it up, stretch it open, and then I stretch it over the top of my cup. All right, you could technically be done now. You're ready to go. Here's what's going to happen. Kids pull on these really hard, and then the balloon comes off and they get frustrated. So that's why I just take a little bit of tape. And then I'm going to go around the edges with the tape, and that'll actually secure it on the cup and make it last longer for when they're playing. So again, if we want to talk about our Newton's laws, we go back to Newton's laws. I've put my marshmallow inside. It's ready to go. Law of inertia. Marshmallow's not going to move by itself. We have to apply a force. Force equals mass times acceleration for that second law. Marshmallows are not heavy. They don't have a lot of mass. We don't have to apply a lot of force to move them. The more force we apply, the further they go. Final law down here, action reaction. That's why we pull back on the balloon. It releases and pushes our marshmallow forward. So again, little 3D action there. So this is something super easy, super fun, shouldn't be too messy, that you can do at home. Hopefully you have all this stuff at home. Again, I'd absolutely love to see if you guys make your own catapults. I'd love to see them in action. I'd love to see if you make any modifications to this. Definitely post some videos, tag the IMAG in it. All these directions, again, are on the imag.org. You can find them all there. Thank you guys for tuning in yet again. Don't forget to tune in next because we do have our Meet the Keeper coming up at 12. Thanks and have an awesome day.